G'day viewers. Yeah, I haven't made videos for a while, or I haven't made many videos this month. Hence I'm calling this video Coming Back, because I am planning on coming back to making videos on a regular schedule. Won't that be fun? I hope so. I'm coming back in more ways than one, in coming back from a rather nasty setback. Certainly, probably the worst day of my professional life I've just had. It's nice to have a benchmark like that. Like, wow, I've never had a worse experience than that. I can measure everything else against that from now on. But hey, nobody died. No one's even sick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the two go together. They're not making videos and what I was just talking about. I don't know how you wouldn't know. You would have been paying no attention to me, but I have spent quite a bit of time working with some other people in the Melbourne YouTube community to put on a big YouTube event we were calling Explode, biggest YouTube community event in Australia. And you know what? We did 99% of everything right. We had successes I wouldn't have believed, but with something this large, and by large, it actually costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to put something like this on, in case you're wondering. There are a lot of moving parts. It gets very complicated. And for the last week or two, we had problems. We didn't go public with that because it's a whole public confidence thing. And we were confident that we'd get on top. And at the end, we just didn't. We didn't have a choice but to, well, we're calling a postponement because we intend to come back from this. But to all intents and purposes, the event that was going to be at the My Music Bowl is cancelled. Anyone who bought tickets gets a refund through the normal process through Ticketmaster. So we just couldn't. And people have said, I need to know exactly why. Well, it's really complicated. And with something this big, you end up with elements that are known as commercial in confidence, because the number of people that it affects, I can't just come out and say it was exactly this, because it wasn't one thing or two things, unless you call time and money one or two things. That's the simplest way of putting them. But in terms of going into specifics, it's both complicated and involves some commercial in confidence things. So I guess the way I can put it is, if you want to know, was this decision taken lightly? Again, in case you don't know me, this has been everything I've been building to for years now. It's been what I've done full time for most of the last year. For more than 6 months, I actually quit my day job just to make this happen. Combining actual things I paid for, non-refundable deposits on things that went on my credit cards, and the fact that I had no income for that time, what I gave up. I personally am... If I hadn't done this, I'd be more than $100,000 better off than I am now. So that's how serious the decision was. And I get that a lot of people say, from my point of view, I want to know this, this, and this. I just hope you can understand my point of view. And the thing that upsets me the most isn't actually the money. It's the disappointments, because we build up so much excitement in the community. And yes, people were flying from interstate and even from New Zealand. And again, this is some people with non-refundable flights and accommodation. And I am genuinely upset by it. There's nothing I can do about someone having made the decision to do that and be a loss. But in terms of feeling pain financially, I don't think we need to have a competition on that, because there's a pretty clear loser. But on the plus side, a lot of the people who had those flights, they said, well, I'm coming anyway because it's not refundable. So we are actually going to have a meetup, probably in a park like Berring Ma near Federation Square. I don't know if the people just want to do that so they can beat me up. That would be legitimate. And by legitimate, I mean I'll throw AngsryAussie at them to distract them. He likes that kind of thing, so that will work out well. So yes, if you follow me on the social medias and look at our Facebook page, as we pull together a few details of who's going to that, we'll let everyone know, and just be a good old YouTube community gathering. and possibly for those over 18, drowning of sorrows on the Saturday night, Saturday the March of 8th. But that's the background. That's why I haven't been around as much. And I just really want to explain to anyone who had any doubt about us pulling the plug on this date for Explode. We do thoroughly intend to work. We've developed some really strong partnerships and we've learned a lot from this. We do thoroughly intend to make it happen in the future. So that's why we see it as a postponement. I hope you understand a bit better the seriousness of the decision made to pull the plug on that. And yeah, and I could have let this really get to me, and honestly, a couple of days were pretty bad, but I'm moving on. I've got a choice. Dwell on this, be depressed, wallow in self-pity, or just pick up and keep going. And that's what I'm doing, and I hope you come along for it. And if you do, I'll see you soon.